Hello, welcome to GOT. Today we're just going to talk a little bit about the upcoming Pixel 10 Pro series. Not a lot of information on it. Wait a minute. Sorry. There we go. Now we're going to talk about the Pixel 9 series or the Pixel 10 series. Not a lot of difference, as you can see, but there is a lot of confusion on what is a Pixel nowadays. When you look at what Apple's got coming here in the future. Let's get to it. The Pixel 9 series was very popular because of the new design, having this nice bar across the back that's housing the camera, and now they call it an island because it doesn't actually touch like the previous models. And it appears they're not making any changes with next year's model. It's going to be the same look and feel. There was a rumor out there that I read that it's actually going to get a little thicker, and I'm not sure why they're going thicker unless they're going with more battery and a larger chamber for cooling, because they are moving this up to the Tensor G5, which is actually made by a new company. So hopefully this new chip will actually give Snapdragon a run for their money. Now we're actually not seeing many other changes other than the base model getting a third camera. It typically only had the two, being the main shooter and ultra wide, but now they are going to get a zoom. How much zoom? We don't know. I would assume that it's going to get a 3x zoom, whereas the Pros have that 5x zoom. Now, it's quite interesting when we look at the history of the phone. You know, they had their own look to begin with the two-tone background and the camera band that reached from side to side. And now they've gone with this island look. And, of course, the iPhone look around the edges. And even the size is pretty much matching that of the iPhone. As you can see here, they're pretty much the same. And when you look at them from the front, they look pretty much the same. So now times are changing, where now Apple is going to be copying the Pixel, at least on their Air, their iPhone 17 Air, it appears. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the Air, since we don't know a whole lot about the new Pixel lineup. So Apple, as we know, they are still actually now one of the thickest phones out there. They used to be the thinnest. I remember back in the day, that was the big claim to fame, was having the smallest or thinnest phone on the market.
It is just 9.3 millimeters thick. That is 24% thinner than the iPhone GS. Again, a quarter thinner in something you didn't think could get any thinner. As a matter of fact, it is the thinnest smartphone on the planet.
Now they're one of the thickest. So I think this year they're going to change that, and they're going to go thinner, and that's why they're coming out with the new iPhone 17 Slim. So the iPhone Slim is going to look similar to that of the Pixel series, where it has the bar across the top, except they're only going to have a single camera from the rumors right now. And I'm not sure why they would go with a single camera, especially since Samsung with their Edge series is going to have two cameras in it. And the iPhone 17 Slim is reported so far just to have one, which doesn't make sense with that long bar across the top. As we know, they have room for three. So my thinking here is the rumors may be a little bit off. I would assume they'd at least put two in there. But, you know, iPhone, they think they could do more with less. Unfortunately, that's where the industry is going here in the U.S., is trying to sell us on the idea that they could do more with less, which is saving the manufacturer money, but they're charging us more. So with that in mind, 2025 may be the year to pause on any of your upgrades. And I've had a lot of you in the comments say that manufacturers should probably only put out phones every 2 years, which I think that would be nice. And hopefully, if they were to do that, they would alternate manufacturers instead of everybody doing it the same 2 years. But as of right now, they don't seem to be doing that. Matter of fact, they seem to be upping their manufacturing with additional phones or new lines of phones, which in this reviewer's opinion, don't seem to quite hit the mark for us consumers. And this huge focus on getting thin, I don't know if that's the direction to go. Because I can tell you, I, for one, don't seem to care for the thinner phone and losing the good quality hardware. It's not a good trade, especially when they want to charge us more for being thin. We're getting less material, less quality, but being charged more money. I just don't quite get that. So the new iPhone Slim is supposed to have the same processors as the newer phones. Of course, we're going to be up to what? The A19 now. So, of course, they put the A19 Pro in the Pro phones and just leave the standard A19 in the standard iPhones, or what's going to be the new Slim. Now, if you look across the internet and watch some videos, you'll find that you see some of the rumors are saying that they're actually going to go a full cross bar on the Pros as well, but it'll be a thick bar, and they're still going to stay with the same pattern of cameras. It's just going to be a big old long empty space with a flash on the other side, and maybe some IR sensors. Now, I don't know if they're going with that bigger bar so they can make the phones thinner or not. Who knows? But to me, that's going to look kind of ugly with a giant bar. But Apple does need to make some change because this stovetop look is getting pretty old. So that's about it. Not a lot to report. Tell me, what do you think? Are you looking forward to the new iPhones or maybe even the Slim? Or are you excited to see what Pixel's going to come out with their new Pixel 10? There's really no word on the Fold as of yet, but hopefully they'll decide to put some Pro cameras in it this time. So if you want to know more about what Samsung is doing to counter the iPhone Slim, check out this video here. Thanks for hanging out with me. Until next time, God bless.